Hi, I'm Lisa. Welcome to my channel. This is my random recipes. These are the desserts. I'm currently working my way through the cakes. Today's recipe is chocolate fudge cake. Who doesn't like chocolate? If you don't, all the better because there's more for the rest of us. I honestly don't know where I got this recipe at all. Today's recipe is kind of different. It's kind of like a dump cake because it's made right in the pan. I have some extra cream cheese frosting from a previous recipe in case I need it. As I say, this recipe is kind of different, but it is chocolate, so how bad can it be? This should go together rather quickly. Let's get to work and find out. I'm going to turn this down so you get to watch what I'm doing. All right, so this is 1/3 cup vegetable oil. I'm going to pour this into my pan. I just heated this in the microwave. I did 22 seconds. We want it warm, but not scalding hot. And then 2 squares of unsweetened chocolate. That's 1 ounce each. So these are 1 ounce each. So that's 2 ounces of unsweetened chocolate. And all we're going to do right now is dissolve the chocolate in the oil. I think I'm going to get a bowl in order to speed this up just a bit. So I put the oil and the chocolate in the microwave for a total of 1 minute. I did it in 30-second increments. I think I would advise melting the chocolate in the oil in the microwave. I think this recipe is kind of older before the advent of microwaves. See how much quicker that was? Okay. And it is accomplishing our goal. The goal at this point is to melt the chocolate in the oil. This is our chocolate, nicely melted. I don't think I see any lumps. Next we have 1 egg. I'm going to beat it a little bit. And this is a 9x9 pan, and I did spray it with some pan spray. Next is 1 cup of sugar. I'll give that a little bit of a stir. Just want to make sure that things get combined well. This is 1 1/4 cups of flour. And I'm going to kind of stir that in. This is 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. And back to our stirring. Okay, and then we're supposed to add 3/4 of a cup of water. Yeah, I want to be careful to make sure I do get all the flour and the sugar and everything all incorporated. I think I'm going to like this size too, a 9x9. It's, enough cake for 1 person for the week, but not so much that I'm going to have tons of leftovers. Okay, that looks good. Now we're going to add a 1/2 cup of semi-sweet chocolate pieces, chocolate chips, and a 1/2 cup of nuts of your choice. These are pecans. That's kind of my go-to. Fold these in. So this is kind of looking like almost like brownies. I'm gonna smooth that out a little bit so it's even. Now this is going to go into a 375-degree oven for 25 to 30 minutes until a toothpick comes out clean in the middle, and I will be back in a little bit. All right, so I'm back. I did decide to let the cake completely cool so that I can frost it. I mean, even brownies get frosting on them, right? So I am back, and I haven't frosted them yet, but you get to watch me do that. So I'm going to turn this down, and big reveal. Woo, that looks good. Okay, and I am using some cream cheese frosting. So this is the frosting. And cream cheese goes good with chocolate. Because it was cream cheese, I wanted to make sure the cake was completely cool. Otherwise, the frosting would have just melted down. All right, so I'll put the frosting aside, and we're going to try this thing out. All right, I got a plate, I got a knife. Here we go. It is rich and chocolatey looking. So let's go ahead and give this a try. I got a nut in there. It is very fudgy. That's the name, I guess. Very rich. I'm glad I did frost it. It's kind of, I'll be honest, it's kind of a dry cake. I guess I need a less milk to go with that. It's definitely chocolatey. It's quick and easy to make. It is kind of a dry cake. I've had better, but I've had worse. And it's chocolate, so how bad can it be? I have a little bit of a confession to make. I've never actually made a cake from scratch before, an actual homemade cake, a real fancy cake. Today was kind of my introduction into into real cake baking, but at least it was kind of a gentle introduction. There were no fancy ingredients or special equipment required. So far, so good. Today's cake was sort of a step up from brownies. Well, not quite a layer cake, kind of in between. Next time I'll be making another chocolate cake. But next time, I believe it's going to be a real test of my skills. It looks like it's going to be quite a project. So come back next time and we can see how well it goes. I will include the ingredients and the preparation for the chocolate fudge cake in the description below. If you have any questions or other feedback for me, please feel free to reach out to me in the comments. I really do love hearing from you. If you do give this cake a try, drop an emoji into the comments and let me know what you think about it. Good, bad, or ugly. Love to hear from you. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. It helps my channel to continue to grow. I just recently crossed over the threshold of 100 subscribers. For me, that's a really big deal. Thanks for joining me on my journey through the desserts, specifically through the cakes. And speaking of journeys, I will include a few more photos of my vacation that I just took. I'll look forward to seeing you again next time. See you then. Bye. This is the interior of the Grand Hall at Union Station in Chicago. This is before I headed out on the second portion of my trip. This is a river along New York State somewhere, I think in western New York State. I forget what lake or what river it was. If anybody of you know what it is, let me know. I've totally forgotten. It was between Syracuse and Schenectady. This is Syracuse. This is Schenectady. My train ended in Albany. My friend picked me up. We stopped for dinner. And this is us driving into Boston.